Finally, Tinubu don't make move on Nnamdi Kanu release. I no go talk much. I go want make you pay attention. What this video from the start to the ending. Share your thoughts at the comment section. Waiting warrant this now because of the pressure by the US or when I think say now because of election we won't contest, whether it's political. So share your thoughts at the comment section. Listen carefully and drop your opinion. What you think will make this move, and drop your opinion at the comment section. This is good news.
My brothers and sisters of the great Igbo nation, Ndigbo Nile Ekene Onu, I stand before you today not just as your president, but as a fellow citizen who feels the weight of our shared history and the hope for our collective future. Over the past few months, our nation has navigated a delicate chapter in our judicial and political journey. The conviction and life imprisonment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the Federal High Court in November 2025 was a culmination of a rigorous legal process, a process that tested the resilience of our institutions and the patience of our people. I have heard your voices. I have felt the pulse of the Southeast, the region that serves as the heartbeat of Nigerian commerce, innovation, and industry. I have received delegations from Ohanaeze and Ndigbo, held consultations with the Southeast Governors Forum, and listened to the passionate pleas of the Southeast Caucus in the National Assembly. Your message is clear. The quest for peace in the Southeast is inextricably linked to the resolution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's fate. Leadership is not merely about the enforcement of laws. It is about the healing of wounds. My administration is not blind to the complexities of our union. We acknowledge the historical grievances, the economic aspirations, and the cultural pride of the Igbo people. However, we must also uphold the sanctity of the Nigerian state and the safety of every citizen, from the farmer in Ebonyi to the trader in Onitsha. The court has spoken. The law has taken its course. But as the president of this federal republic, the Constitution grants me the power of the prerogative of mercy. This power is not a tool for political expediency, but a sacred instrument for national reconciliation. Today, I am prepared to offer a path toward a presidential pardon for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the strength of our democracy and our commitment to an inclusive Nigeria. However, a pardon is a contract of trust. For this trust to be established and for the security of our nation to be guaranteed, I am setting forth 7 fundamental conditions that must be met before such clemency is finalized. The 7 conditions for presidential pardon. To ensure that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu leads to lasting peace rather than renewed instability, the following conditions are non-negotiable. 1. Formal renunciation of violence and agitation for secession. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must depose to an affidavit formally and publicly renouncing any pursuit of the sovereign state of Biafra through secessionist means. He must commit to the indivisibility of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution as amended. The era of Biafra or death must end, and the era of Nigeria for all must begin. 2. Total dissolution of the Eastern Security Network, ESN. For a pardon to be considered, there must be a verifiable and complete disbandment of the Eastern Security Network and all other paramilitary wings associated with the proscribed IPOB. All arms, ammunition, and hardware currently held by these groups must be surrendered to the Nigerian security forces under a supervised Arms for Peace program. 3. Immediate and permanent cessation of sit-at-home orders. The economic strangulation of the Southeast must stop. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must issue a directive to all his followers across all platforms to permanently end the Monday sit-at-home and any other unauthorized disruptions of public life. Our children must go to school, and our markets must remain open every day of the week without fear of intimidation. 4. Public commitment to the democratic process. The path to changing a democracy is through the ballot box, not through the boycott of elections. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must publicly urge his supporters to participate fully in the Nigerian democratic process. Any further calls to disrupt or boycott local, state, or federal elections will be viewed as a violation of the spirit of this pardon. 5. Engagement in a structured national dialogue. Upon its release, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall be required to participate in a Southeast Peace and Reconciliation Commission. This commission, composed of traditional rulers, religious leaders, and state officials, will work to address the root causes of agitation and ensure that the grievances of the region are channeled through the Southeast Development Commission, SCDC, and other legitimate constitutional avenues. 6. Cease and desist from incendiary broadcasts. The use of media, be it traditional or digital, to incite hatred against other ethnic groups or to threaten the lives of security personnel and public officials must end. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must commit to a code of conduct that promotes national cohesion and mutual respect among all Nigerian tribes. 7. A period of state-supervised reintegration. The pardon will be subject to a 5-year good behavior monitoring period. During this time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's movements and public engagements will be subject to security clearances to ensure that the conditions of his release are strictly adhered to. Any breach of these conditions will result in the immediate revocation of the pardon and the reinstatement of his life sentence. A call to my Igbo brothers and sisters. To the elders of the Southeast, I say, help us guide your youth. To the governors, I say, let us build the infrastructure that will make the Southeast the Taiwan of Africa. To the traders and artisans, I say, your prosperity is Nigeria's prosperity. We cannot build a nation by tearing it apart. We cannot find justice through the barrel of a gun. The conviction of Nnamdi Kanu was a victory for the law, but his potential pardon can be a victory for the soul of Nigeria. I am extending a hand of fellowship. I am offering a bridge over the chasm of division. Let it be recorded that in the year 2026, we chose the difficult path of forgiveness over the easy path of retribution. We chose to be Nigerians first, and in doing so, we honor the sacrifices of our ancestors. The ball is now in the court of those who speak for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the leadership of his followers. Let us choose peace. Let us choose progress. Let us choose Nigeria. May God bless the Igbo nation. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my brothers and sisters of the great Igbo nation, Ndigbo Nile Ekene Muno. I stand before you today not just as your president, but as a fellow citizen who feels the weight of our shared history and the hope for our collective future. Over the past few months, our nation has navigated a delicate chapter in our judicial and political journey. The conviction and life imprisonment of Nnamdi Kanu by the Federal High Court in November 2025 was a culmination of a rigorous legal process.
The legal processes surrounding Nnamdi Kanu have been complex and prolonged. As president, I do not interfere with the judiciary. I do not dictate outcomes. I will never undermine our constitutional order. However, leadership also means recognizing when political solutions within the bounds of law can advance national peace. After careful reflection and consultations, I have directed the federal government to begin structured legal and constitutional processes that may lead to the release of Nnamdi Kanu in the coming months, subject to lawful frameworks and binding agreements that protect national security and unity. Let me be clear. This is not weakness. It is statesmanship. This is not capitulation. It is commitment to peace. Nigeria is strongest when we choose dialogue over division. We are most powerful when we build bridges, not walls. My brothers and sisters in Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo, this message is especially for you. You are an indispensable part of Nigeria's story. You are innovators, entrepreneurs, intellectuals, nation builders, from commerce to academia, medicine to technology, arts to industry. The Igbo spirit has enriched Nigeria beyond measure. Your concerns about equity, inclusion, infrastructure, and development are legitimate. Your desire for dignity and fairness is understandable. Your voice matters. But let me also speak frankly. The path of sit-at-home orders has cost the Southeast dearly. Markets have suffered. Small businesses have collapsed. Students have lost academic time. Hospitals have struggled. Daily wage earners have faced untold hardship. Whatever its original intention, the sit-at-home directive has inflicted economic wounds on the very people it claims to protect. It has discouraged investment, disrupted livelihoods, slowed regional growth. No region can prosper in isolation from productivity. No economy can grow under recurring shutdown. No child should be denied education because of political disagreement. Therefore, as we embark on this new chapter of dialogue and reconciliation, I respectfully and firmly urge the immediate cancellation of all sit-at-home orders across the Southeast. Let our markets reopen fully. Let our schools function without fear. Let transportation move freely. Let investors return with confidence. Let families live without uncertainty. If we are serious about development, we must create an environment where businesses thrive, not struggle, where education flourishes, not pauses, where hope expands, not contracts. To those who feel anger, frustration, or distrust, I hear you. But we cannot heal Nigeria by deepening our wounds. We cannot strengthen our federation by tearing at its seams. We cannot build prosperity on instability. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu within a lawful framework is not the end of a conversation. It is the beginning of a new one. It will require responsibility from all sides. It will require commitment to non-violence. It will require adherence to the Constitution. It will require assurances that rhetoric will not inflame tensions. Peace is not a one-sided decision. It is a shared responsibility. I call on community leaders, governors, lawmakers, religious authorities, youth groups, and civil society organizations to partner with the federal government in shaping a peaceful transition. Let us convene structured dialogues. Let us address grievances through constitutional reforms. Let us examine devolution, economic empowerment, security architecture, and political inclusion through mature and constructive engagement. Our administration remains committed to equitable development. Major infrastructure projects will continue and expand. Road rehabilitation, power sector reforms, digital economy investments, port revitalization, industrial corridors. These are not slogans, they are ongoing commitments. We will deepen engagement with Southeast governors. We will support youth entrepreneurship programs. We will strengthen security collaboration. Let no one mistake this moment for surrender. The unity of Nigeria is settled. Our sovereignty is non-negotiable. But unity does not mean uniformity, and sovereignty does not require silence. We can remain one nation while allowing diverse voices to express aspirations within constitutional boundaries. To Nigerian youth across the country, north, south, east, west, you deserve a future defined not by inherited conflict, but by opportunity. Do not allow yourselves to be instruments of division. Do not trade your future for short-term anger. Your energy is needed for innovation, technology, agriculture, manufacturing, creative industries, nation building, not for confrontation. We must redirect national energy from protest to productivity, from agitation to advancement, from suspicion to trust. History will judge this generation not by how loudly we argued, but by how wisely we resolved. In the coming weeks, the Attorney General will outline the legal modalities. These will adhere strictly to constitutional provisions. Transparency will guide the process. Accountability will shape implementation. There will be conditions rooted in law, designed to preserve peace and national cohesion, not punitive measures, but safeguards for stability. This initiative is anchored in the Constitution. We are not acting outside the law, we are acting within it. To Nigerians who may feel uncertain, national security remains uncompromised. The government will not tolerate violence, incitement, or threats to public order. Peaceful advocacy is protected. Violence is not. Dialogue is welcome. Destruction is not. My fellow Nigerians, reconciliation is never easy. It demands humility. It demands compromise. It demands patience. But it also yields peace. Imagine a Southeast where commerce flows uninterrupted 7 days a week. Industries operating at full capacity, schools completing academic calendars without disruption, investors building factories, technology hubs, agro-processing centers, young graduates finding employment at home instead of searching endlessly abroad. This is possible, but it requires collective will. We stand at a crossroads. One path leads to prolonged suspicion, economic stagnation, recurring unrest. The other leads to dialogue, reform, stability, growth. Leadership has chosen dialogue. Now citizens must choose peace. To mercy Nnamdi Kanu's supporters, if release comes under these lawful processes, let it mark the end of confrontation and the beginning of cooperation. Channel your passion into enterprise. Channel your energy into development. Channel your influence into peaceful advocacy. This is the moment we choose renewal over resentment. This is the season we choose rebuilding over retaliation. This is the chapter where Nigeria demonstrates that even our most difficult conversations can end in constructive resolution. Let markets reopen. Let classrooms remain filled. Let prayers rise for unity. Let businesses expand. Let the drums of division fall silent. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and together we will build a nation where justice and unity are not opposing ideals but shared foundations. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you and good night.
After I was arrested, I was taken to Abuja. I was confined to a very tiny space. I was chained like a common criminal. I was handcuffed. They tried to break me, but they know that that is impossible. They can attest to it. They mocked me that I will rot in jail. Some prayed very fervently, those who are against Biafra, agents of darkness, that I should die in jail. But the walls of prison and detention couldn't keep me. I told Jibril, or should I say Buhari, before he died and was buried in Saudi Arabia, that he was a madman. I called him a madman in his own court because I know that he cannot do anything about it. Chukwukikabiyama sent me and not man, so there is nothing any human being can do to me or to the wider body of IPOB for that matter.
Wetin I think about wetin Tinubu talk, and I think say wetin in talk na fear they catch him about wetin US won't do him, or I think say in just say me just talk and for formality sake, may just be say in talk say in want release Mazin and the cow, or I think say in talk and from my heart. Wetin I think, share on a thought at the comment section. Your opinion is really needed, and share this video to everyone, because I know say pressure day in body the way US day full and bomber to bomber in day and right now in they confused in government itself don't even they confused on what to do. So wetin I think about this action will be say in don't take and waiting don't talk. Drop your opinion at the comment section. Make sure say you share this video to everyone on every social media platform.